Where did summer go? Did another massive downsize, got a new fridge, discovered more water damage, yay! Made our roof like new, and Gary's unretired again. Let's go down that road. Hello, faithful people. I'm Maureen.
I'm Gary, and we are living in our home on wheels, our fifth wheel trailer, since August of 2017, and we're loving it.
Yes, we have going to be starting year 3 after this video. So, what have we been doing? We got to get you caught up on a lot of things. There's going to be some separate videos on some of this stuff because otherwise it would be too long. So, first, the massive downsize. Not us this time. This time it was my mom. Long story short, my mom had 1 month. We had to downsize her from 1,200 square feet, 2 big bedrooms, 2 big walk-in closets, a big kitchen with lots of cupboards, a big pantry, big coat closet in the entry, big linen closet, 2-car garage, and she only had 1 car, so you can well imagine there was a lot of storage out there too. Both bathrooms had a lot of storage in them, and she had an attic, and we had to downsize her to 500 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, tiny kitchen, even smaller than ours, and no garage, no storage space, nothing. And we had 1 month to get it all done. In the meantime, her house was up for sale, and that fortunately sold in 1 day, which was a huge blessing. We found a place for her to go that was, every place else had a waiting list, and this one place just happened to open 5 new independent living units. And one had an incredible view, and she loved it. So it was all definitely divine intervention. God was good and helped us through all of that. A little bit of stress there from time to time. So anyway, we will tell you in another video how to downsize an elderly parent, because we've heard so many people say they just don't know where to begin. And it's actually going to be something that will help you as well. If you are having a hard time letting some things go, we'll have some suggestions, things we learned, things to say and not say. We'll be doing a separate video on that. But in short, it consumed about 7 weeks of our summer. We got to Rochester, Minnesota on June 14th, started digging in right away June 15th, and we left on August 7th. That was our summer. I will tell you this much, that I sold a lot of stuff, about 50 items on Facebook Marketplace. Most of her furniture went on that, so we didn't have an estate sale at the end of it. We just had a 4-day garage sale. We called it a moving sale at the end, and it was a very big sale. And then a couple of days to pack things up that were left and donate to a lot of places. So it was quite the undertaking, but we survived it.
Our old refrigerator died while we were visiting our daughter and family in Canada, and we had to spend the next several weeks living out of a cooler. Well, not living out, eating out.
That would have been a very tiny home.
So we did that for several weeks as we worked our way back to Minnesota in the Midwest. And then we were able to purchase a brand new refrigerator.
Yeah, so we're going to give you a little review on our new refrigerator. The changes in technology, we were able to, I have a funny hair right here. There we go.
That's what technology does for you.
Yeah, it does. All right. Changes in technology is that now what fit in the old 6 cubic foot space, now we fit a 7 cubic foot size refrigerator. And I would say the freezer is a little bigger. I don't know. The refrigerator doesn't seem that much bigger to me, but yeah. So yeah, the cost was the big one. And we knew this was coming eventually. We were very blessed that that old refrigerator lasted as long as it did. We were told that most of them might last 10 years at the most. So let that be a little bit of a caution if you're looking at used RVs. Just know if it's over 10 years old and they still have the original refrigerator, you may have to replace it and set aside some money for it, because this was $1,700 plus tax and labor, so it was almost $1,900. So this is our new refrigerator. Because we changed the size to a 7 cubic foot from the 6, this is the finish that comes with it. It's not stainless steel. It's not done. The inserts that we had that matched our cupboards don't fit on the new one. So we have to come up with a different solution for what we're going to do. We've had a couple ideas going through our heads. We want you to help us figure this out. Would you go with, and we don't want to do stainless steel because the stove is white. We're thinking of either an opaque white plastic of some kind, which someone suggested at our RV store, or getting a wood insert that would fit, just a thin wood that's staying the same color as the wood. What do you think? What would you do? Let us know in comments below. Part of the reason that it costs so much is because we have one that runs on electric or propane. So if you see right now, can you see that? It looks like a little plug-in. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. That means we're hooked up right now to electric. Where? We'll tell you later. Okay, but when we are on to change the mode, we can change it to propane. And then you have like a little teardrop kind of thing. Like I suppose it's supposed to be like a drop of propane. I don't know what it is. But anyway, it shows up then. So when we're going down the road, it stays cold all the time. It switches to the propane and automatically stays cold. And when we are hooked up to electric, then it switches to the electric automatically. That's part of the reason it costs so much. So the only choice we had for a finished front was black. And we just thought, we've been trying so hard to make this brighter and lighter, and since we got it, and and that would be $200 more. So we're gonna do our own thing. Just let us know what you think you would do. And it's working well. The freezer stuff stays froze solid, and the refrigerator stuff stays cold. It's just this one flaw that's driving us nuts. So one of the design flaws in this refrigerator is the drip tray. It's dripping down, it's defrosting, going through its normal cycle. But what happens is it goes onto this tray and it builds up ice and it won't go down that hole. Can you see that little hole there? So what it does is it drips down into the refrigerator and goes all the way down, and we have to be wiping this off all the time, and a lot of times we have to wipe off stuff that's fallen down all the way to the bottom. So we have to keep an eye on this, and we always have to be taking the ice off, and that's one of the problems with this refrigerator that we're not real happy about, and there's nothing we can do about it. We talked about putting a little ledge on here of some kind with some kind of plastic or caulking or something to make more of a lip, but then we don't know if that's going to work or not. But that's about the only thing we can do. And then for a $1,700 refrigerator, shouldn't have to do that.
I'd called the people who had installed the refrigerator for us and asked them if there was something could be done about the dripping problem. They didn't have a solution, so I called Norcold and asked them about it, and they were very sympathetic, but they had no solution for us. And they didn't offer us money back.
No.
Yeah.
So it is clearly a design flaw, and I'm sure they're going to get a lot of complaints about it from other people too, but it is what it is. So we just have to be checking every day just to get that ice off of there, and then we're okay. Now for the water damage discovery. All right. While we were at my mom's, we had to move in with her for a couple of weeks while they were working on the RV. So that was another reason we waited till we got to Rochester. That and the RV dealership that we had it done with had much better reviews than the ones out in Washington, and the one in Canada wouldn't even do it because he said it would cost us too much. So I will put a link above. We did a video on some of the troubleshooting we did to figure out why the refrigerator wasn't working and all that fun stuff, and what our conclusion finally was. So be sure to watch that. Just click on the link above and it'll take you right to it. So while we were at my mom's and the RV was at the dealership waiting for parts and things to get done, we had some big thunderstorms come through the area with very high winds and downpours and everything else. So when we got the RV back, we walked in and noticed this smell. And I was having a hard time pinpointing it at first, and then I finally realized we were smelling wet wood. And kind of going around and smelling and everything, we came to the conclusion it was coming from this corner in the kitchen. And then we saw this part of the wall was bulging. Just here. There was no damage, no sign of any water coming in anyplace else. Not even up above. Gary's shining a flashlight up there. There was no evidence of anything up in there or on the roof or anywhere else in the cupboards or cabinets. The leak, it appeared, was coming from a very unlikely place. We'll show you what the RV dealer suggested we should check. The RV dealer said that light right there, because that was the corner, the caulking all looked really good coming down, but there was a crack. The lighting's not good here. There was a crack in the caulk on the top of that light. I don't know if you missed it last year, but Gary had to take the back off of our house last year. That was a major project. And to repair some other water damage that we had found that had been old damage. Whatever the source was had been taken care of, but the damage was never repaired. Well, we're going to have to do something with this eventually. But at the time that this happened, we were right in the thick of everything with my mom and getting her the downsizing and everything done. And there was no place for us to go to work on it anyway. And we were living in it by this point too. So we were boondocking. We didn't have, and it was hot, it was humid, and so it just sat there, and we didn't have anything we could do about it. There was no time to even think about it, which I know sounds really bad. But as soon as we got some electricity, about 5 weeks later, we turned a fan on it and just kept running the fan continuously on it. And it dried up, and the bulge disappeared, and it doesn't sound as crunchy or anything. So I think
it doesn't smell bad either.
No, that it completely took care of the smell and everything. So we feel it's dried up, and then Gary recaulked that light, and we've had a lot of rain since then, but we haven't had any more come into the house. Thank goodness. We don't even know if it's going to be as extensive. Really doubt it's going to be as extensive as the damage that we discovered last year and all the work that had to go into it last year. But it doesn't change the fact
I'll still have to take the panels off and check it out and see what's wet, what isn't, and where it may still be coming from that we can't see. So got to do some caulking as well afterwards. So we need about 3 to 4 days, maybe 5 or 6 to be better, of good dry weather. God, please.
Yes.
So we can get that project done.
Yeah, because we're going to have to be working on it outdoors. We don't have any place to go to work on it inside anywhere. So please add us to your prayer list that we have the time and the good weather to do that and get that taken care of before winter. We left Rochester on August 7th, and then we spent a week with our kids and grandkids. We had seen them just very short visits with them, meeting them halfway one day and then getting right back to work again. So we really hadn't had any time with our kids at all, our grandkids in Wisconsin. And so we spent a week with them in their driveway. And then we went to Gary's mom's, where our stuff is stored in Montello. And I spent 2 weeks going through more of our bins and downsizing some more. I try to do a little bit more each summer, and pretty much met the goal of getting everything into one bedroom in her upstairs. And that felt really good. I had a little porch sale, and then we donated what was left that didn't sell. In the meantime, Gary was putting a new roof on our house. Well,
maybe not new roof, but a new topping on the roof that's already there.
So I'll let him tell you about that. First thing that had to be done was we had to wrap our house in plastic.
It took quite a while to wrap it all up, tape things down so that it wouldn't have any leaks going down the siding. Used a 2-step process. It's a product available through Camping World that was fortunately on sale, a 2-step process. It's a Dicor cleaner activator that you put on first with a spray container like you might use for spraying weeds or something on your lawn. Sprayed that over the entire roof, let it set for 15 minutes or more, and then took a power washer to it. And did not knock myself off the roof, and blew a bunch of other stuff off. So got that all cleaned off, then you have to wait until it's all completely dry.
You cheated on that a little bit.
Yeah,
made it dry faster.
I didn't want to wait until it just all evaporated, so I took a leaf blower up there and blew the standing water off, any droplets here and there. So it dried rather quickly. It was a good day for it. A little bit of a breeze and nice sun. Took a paintbrush with the second step, gallon of the Dicor. Finished and went around each of the joints and around each of the vents and the air conditioner on the roof. Then took a roller and a pan and put the Dicor solution in the pan and rolled the roof. Got the roller pan and the roller, and I've been rolling the roof. It's only taken maybe an hour to do the coating on it with roughing in around the edges and stuff. It's got shadows in it yet because it's still the first coat, and the second coat will go on shortly. You're supposed to do it all in one day. And then got off, waited for it to dry, and then went over it again.
So two coats.
2 full coats. It's good to follow directions as closely as you can. God willing, that will stick now and hold.
And what Gary noticed about our roof was that when he would condition it, which he was doing about every 6 months, he'd wash it and condition it, he noticed that it was turning darker and grayer, and that it wasn't looking as supple anymore. And so that's a good indicator that you need to do something soon. And he got done just in time, because then we got hit with a whole bunch of rain again.
And it just keeps on coming.
So anyway, we're good. No leaks. Getting you up to speed here. After Labor Day, yes, we are now in September, and after Labor Day we moved to Green Lake, Wisconsin. Why?
It was time to unretire again.
Yeah, Gary was actually asked almost a year ago if he would be willing, because they knew the pastor was going to be retiring in August of this year, when we were leaving Fredericksburg, Texas, where Gary served for 5 months. If you haven't seen any of those videos, check those out. He got the call that they were still going to need somebody in August, so Gary started on August 11th.
Yes.
And then he commuted from Montello to Green Lake. It's only half an hour away, for the first couple of weeks while I was getting my stuff downsized and everything. And then after Labor Day, we moved here, because we just thought it'd be better to be here, so here we are.
Just a few weeks ago, we got the word from the pastor holding the call that he is accepting the call and that he will be coming by October 15th, and that he would like to be installed on October 20th, which is the day we told the council that we would want to finish up here and then get back on the road to a warmer climate.
Yeah, and that was before we knew he'd accepted. That we had told him right from the beginning that we could probably stay till about the 20th of October. So God is amazing, isn't he?
It just so happens that this is the same church where I did my first sermon as a student at the seminary some 40 years ago.
And nobody remembers. They've had seminary students over the years that would come.
Obviously, I haven't changed a bit since then. So.
Yeah, we've been both very warmly received, and the congregation's been great. And we're doing more downsizing. You know, a lot of things with churches is that they have a lot of stuff and a lot of things that nobody wants to really deal with, and things that people have donated over the years and whatever. So
being a vacancy pastor or filling in during the interim here gives us an opportunity to go through some of those things and kind of get started on what the pastor can take over with when he gets here.
Yeah, so we're becoming church purgers. And we're actually going to do another video on that coming up, because we've done this at several churches now, and we've just helped them to know what to get rid of and what they should keep, and just kind of going through things and then help get the ball rolling. And now they're going to probably continue. Everybody's just been great. They've been stepping up and really helping, and we're just kind of giving them some guidance. But it is a process, and we will do a video on that too. Stay tuned. We've got several videos coming up. What we end up doing about the refrigerator, the water damage,
we'll find out what's damaged and how it can be fixed, and we'll share that with you too.
Yep, we'll show you a separate video on how to downsize an elderly parent. As my mom is going to be 94. She had a lot of years of memories that we had to go through. We did a video on Green Lake actually 2 years ago when I first started making videos, so be kind, because I didn't know anything about editing or music or any of that kind of stuff back then. So we've come a long way. Anyway, that's a video. I'll put a link to that as well. So that is pretty much wraps up year 2, and year 3 has actually already started. So from now on, you will see year 3, episode 1. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Yeah, big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Just hit that red button down below. It doesn't cost a thing. Then next to it, a little bell is going to pop up. Ring the bell and you'll be notified every time we have a new video. Check out our Facebook page, Roads of Faith. We have things on there that we don't have on our videos. Until next time, God bless.